What is up, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. It's Sunday night. That means it's at week's end. The spoiler-filled look back at this week in comics and more. And I'm big excited. I just started the show on time. That might be a first for this channel. So let's celebrate with this intro. Let's go ahead and say thank you to the channel sponsor, Big Time Collectible. They sponsor the monthly Legion Loot giveaway. I've accumulated a lot of really cool stuff to get put with the Big Time Collectible stuff for this coming month. So be sure to hit that join button down below and become a channel member if it's something that seems right for you. And also, if you need anything cleaned or pressed, hit up our friend Justin over on Instagram. Let him know you found him via the channel and take advantage of the special offers he runs for viewers of the channel. And a shout out to the local sponsor, the Augusta Book Exchange. If you're ever in the area, swing by the local comic shop there. Check them out. Tell them hi, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and bring in the co-hostess with the mostest. We have Mr. Paul from Sector 2815. What is happening?
You started on time. I was just checking to see if hell froze over.
Yeah. Yo, we've been getting it in for the past hour over here. There's some exciting stuff coming. Very exciting stuff coming. TM Nerdy sent his best wishes. He is working tonight and next week. Unfortunately, he sent a video clip, but it did not load on my phone. It was super short. It loaded on pause, and he just played it for me. And he said, sorry he can't be here tonight. He wants everyone to know his take on Superman and Lois. It's fantastic. Go watch it now.
Right.
Now is subjective, by the way.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, let me get this pulled up on my phone too. So this was a wicked huge week for not for comic releases, but for news drops, trailers, information, all kinds of stuff. And we're going to dive into a lot of that stuff. But get this rolling there. There we go. But first, of course, we're going to say hello to the chat, the people that are here in the live stream. See, starting it off, we got Las Cruces, 1971. Hello from New Mexico. What is going on, Izzyverse NYC in the building? 1 week gone, a new week begins. Absolutely. Wheelchair Superhero 87. Hey, we are Legion. What is going on, Kyle? DJ Links is in the building. We are MFing Legion, and the custom emojis there, part of the benefits from becoming a channel member. Nicholas, what is going on, my friend? Dude, his little comic swap meet convention mini-con is coming together like butt cheeks. The Tulsa Con, it's going to be Father's Day weekend. If you're in the Tulsa area, please be sure to check it out. I did my part the best I could. I'm not able to attend it. I'll be at Heroes that weekend, but I did help with the little miniature sponsoring things to help cover the cost because he's trying to put on an event that's affordable for everybody, the vendors, the attendees, everything. So big shout out to him and what he's got going on. Be sure to follow him on Instagram to keep up to date with it. Again, if you're in that area, this is something for you. Like it's for you. So don't miss out on it. Boom, 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 boom. Once the spoilers start, let me know. You'll know. Boom, boom. Couching and slouching. It was awesome seeing him. He was live with Durs tonight, celebrating Durs' milestone. That was really cool to see him getting live in here with the community and stuff. Derek, what is happening? Hello to you. Hello. We appreciate you. Anybody that goes out of their way and does all that kind of work to put on an event like that for the fun of the community, it is you who is appreciated. So we won't have to pull up my IG on this one because I did share some stuff through the week, had the opportunity to make some posts this week. I actually made a lot of posts this week. And that also reminds me, Pop's Attic on Instagram. Link is in the description to all of my videos to Pop's Attic. What is going on, Mike? How's it going, man? How are you doing? I think he was on with Durs too, wasn't he?
He was on live with Durs. He was.
Yeah, so I was able to, yeah, perfect. I was holy shnikes. Oh man. Well, first off, I'm going to send you the very first post I found. I'm going to send that to Paul because I don't want to lose track of that post. And I'm sure you'll appreciate it too. But I need to pull up this post from Pops. If I can get it to even do it. There he is. So, StreamYard. So, first and foremost, Pop's Attic on Instagram. That is my dad. Him and I have this Instagram page where we just post books for sale. And it's not like flipping stuff that we buy to sell. This is stuff that's been in the PC for forever. stuff that we've accumulated over the years. Like when I buy mystery boxes to support people in the community, I'll just put the stuff back out on Pop's Attic, stuff that my dad's been buying since forever, that he's just slimming down the PC, and we're focusing the legacy collection is bigger than it needs to be when there's more books coming in at all times, kind of thing. So we're just kind of making it a little more specific. So books are on here for hell of a deal at all times. At all times, it's priced to sell. It's priced where you wouldn't want to haggle because it's already good. And this book right here, The Secret Wars #2 in the CGC 9.8, is the first appearance of God Emperor Doom. Pops caught this in a giveaway. Pops participates in giveaways. Pops doesn't want books. So whenever he wins them, he just gives them back away. If you buy something from the page, he always throws in extra books as thank yous and stuff like that. So the Pop's Attic page crossed 1,000 followers on Instagram, and he wanted to do something to give back as a thank you kind of thing. So this slab that he won, which is the first slab he won, he wanted to use this as a giveaway. So it's posted on his page. Hit the link in the description to Pop's Attic. Go over there, follow that page, put a like on that post. It's pinned to the top of his page, so you don't have to go looking for it. And then tag 3 people in the comment section, and you're entered to win that. So the 30th of this month is a Sunday, so we're going to do a wheel right here on this show with all the people that enter that IG giveaway. We'll spin right here on that week's end to see who's going to win that slab. 100% free, shipping's on us, all that good stuff, just as a thank you for the people that follow Pop's Attic. I need that link to follow Pop's Attic. The link to Pop's Attic is in the description of this video and all the video. I guess I can just I can go over here and link that actual post. Here we go. Copy, bang, paste. There we go. I'm going to put the link to that specific post in the description. So let's get that going. If you haven't already, follow Pop's Attic. Awesome guy. And again, it's just where anything that you see me opened and you hear me say I'm going to be getting rid of this, that's where it inevitably lands for killer prices. We check my comic shop, we check eBay, we find the lowest price of the book that's out there, and then we undercut it. And then as time goes, we go back through the listings and reprice them again. They are some nice prices. Everything's like we're not trying to bust heads. We're trying to get it out of the house. But yeah, so I just wanted to point that out to everybody. Secret Wars #2, first appearance of God Emperor Doom, CGC 9.8, the 30th. God, it is the 30th, isn't it? The last Sunday of this month, which that's Kyle's birthday. Yeah. So luckily we have my wife's birthday is on the 30th of this month, but we're going to be celebrating it on the 2nd, on that Tuesday that I'm off. We're going to be going to the zoo. We love the zoo. We're going to go to Riverbank Zoo. It's going to be a blast. So yeah, definitely, if y'all haven't already, go check that out. Back to Instagram. All right, where to start? It has been a huge week. Let me see. First off, I saw Mario this week. Got the kids back after Masters Week. Have you watched Mario yet?
I have not seen Mario yet.
It's fun. It's a great kids movie. I get the love for it. It was fun. I hope they do more of them. It's crushing it at the box office. I think it's past like 700 million domestic or something like that. Something insane. Yeah, it's doing Esteban.
It's become the #1 animated cartoon after its first week.
Oh my God. 1 week. 1 week.
I mean, it made the most in its first week than anything Disney has done.
That says it all right there. I wonder what's different about it. I wonder what it is.
I don't know.
Blip 1. Cool. I'm not seeing it until it's on streaming service. Nothing wrong with that. Whether you see it in the theater or see it on streaming service, I'm sure you'll have a good time, dude. It was fun as hell. It really was. Mm-hmm. My kids loved it. And it was a great way to kick off getting the kids back. Finn, did you like Mario?
Yes.
Can you tell Paul about Mario? We're just talking about Mario. Did you know that it's made more money than any other cartoon movie? It's like the #1 cartoon ever. How cool is that? Is that cool? Oh, okay, whatever.
That means some people do that, and because that's cool, and they freak out about it, and they're like,
yeah. What was your favorite part of Mario?
the ending where it says, The ending, the super ending.
Oh, the super ending? Where
Not
they,
where they had the big fight where the egg is in that little tunnel and it says, what does it say?
Yoshi!
Yeah, they use it.
That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah, it was fun. It was definitely fun. Yeah.
I was just ordering that
cool.
thing you sent me.
Say what?
I was just ordering that
Dude,
thing you
what was the price point on it?
65.
That's it?
Yeah.
Dude, where was it sold out of? I just saw the
GameStop.
post and sent it to you. Where?
GameStop.
That was super cool, wasn't it?
Yeah. Don't mind us. We're shopping while we do this.
Yo, that is amazing. And it opens?
Yeah.
Damn. It's the Flash movie ring replica and the chest emblem. Yo, that is insane. Send me a link to buy it. I don't see the link on this thread.
I just put in, I Googled GameStop and then I went from there.
Got you. But yeah, Mario was fun. Definitely a blast. Highly recommend. Let's see. On to the next thing here. What did I do after that? I gave some books away on Tuesday. Okay, I'm just going in order of the week here. Some terrible, terrible news. And that's my stance because I didn't like Sonic, whereas a lot of people did. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Like, I loved Sonic. I liked Sonic a lot more than Mario, to be honest with you. I thought Sonic was a blast. Everything in the movie was great, and now I'm constantly listening to Peaches. That's funny. I thought the Mario movie was very made for children, like it was supposed to be, but it took away from it for me. The editing and the pacing of it was jarring for me. They would say something, and then you would be in the middle of the next scene from where they had just mentioned it. Like, maybe we should get carts, and then we're in carts. Oh, you have to fight my son. Now they're across from each other, and I'm like, dude, the whole movie was a transition scene from scene to scene, but it worked out fine. It was perfect. It was for kids. What is going on, Stephen C? How are you tonight? Dr. Von Hoot from the Spiral Dimension. Hope you're doing good. I caught up on Mandalorian and I'm ready for the finale. That's how I read that because that's how I felt after watching this week. I'm excited to talk about the roller coaster ride known as the Mandalorian Season 3. But before we can get to that, we have to get to the terrible news that dropped the Miss Marvel trailer. I'm not talking about if I liked it, if you liked it, if who liked it, if anyone liked it. There's going to be people that liked it. There's going to be people that didn't like it. The reality of it, it's the #1 disliked comic trailer in existence on multiple different sources that uploaded the trailer. Shills are going to say it's review bomb, but people just dislike this franchise at an alarming rate. Captain Marvel was not well received. Miss Marvel was not well received. Now they're making a shit sandwich out of it into a movie. And people are going to like it, but in comparison to the other stuff, it is easily the most ill-received franchise that Marvel has. And that trailer looked atrocious, if you ask me. Did you watch it?
I did. I will say this. It did not make me want to see the movie. I didn't actually think it was all that exciting, for one thing.
No, it didn't like, man, I didn't care for Captain Marvel for a handful of reasons. Like, there's no hero's journey for Carol Danvers. Like they kind of like take away the concept of a hero with what they did with that character in that movie. That's like one of the first times they put their flag in the ground and said, we're about to tear down the MCU, doing the stupid stuff like retconning Nick Fury's eye to just being a cat scratch. The goofy cat itself, it was just weird. The whole movie was off. And then Miss Marvel it was just a glorified Nickelodeon television show. It was just terrible. And then you got now this. Now I don't know how this is going to do any better. And I watched the trailer. It felt like it was a television show trailer. The stupid little cat is back and eating giant people for a little cat body. You see an army of cats running in. It just looks bad. It just looks really bad to me. Like the production looks terrible. They're doing the classic Disney tropes of like. I think it's going to be one of those things that they sacrifice quality for a message, in which I'm all for a good message, but not at the sake of a story. And this is going to be all for the sake of the message. Every bit of this movie, I'll watch it, but not excited for this movie. And it should be because I like Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. Yeah, they're cool characters. I'm most excited about Monica Rambeau, even though like her hero origin's a little weird, like just walking through like Wanda Wall listening to her relatives tell her like you're a good person that gave her superpowers. I don't get that, but that actress and her character seems like the one with the most depth out of any of these. Brie Larson is a good actress. I don't care what anybody says. This negativity is not coming from some kind of eternal Brie Larson hate, because everything else she does just fine. No one went and review bombs or dislike bombs Kong Skull Island or anything else she has ever done. That's not the case. That's such a cop out. The strong female, I keep seeing this in my comments. Oh, people just don't like strong female leads. That's not true at all. There's countless examples over countless decades that you can point out and say that is so far from the truth in
People
all different
love
genres.
Princess Leia.
Ripley, Wonder
Yeah.
Woman. It's a fallacious argument that like you just hear people say because they don't have any real points whatsoever. I thought it was interesting. Yeah, some people did. Miss Marvel was the least viewed show in the history of Disney Plus. And it was a total bust for them. I don't buy into the have to not like Captain Marvel. I enjoy the movie. Yeah, like what you like. I'm not here to convince anybody anything. I'm just talking. Like I said when I started this, I'm not telling you what you like or what I like. It's the general consensus. It's the worst received franchise that they have. Nope, neither Marvel's nor Secret Invasion or Madam Web. I'm not excited for any of these movies. Secret Invasion, man, I'm trying to set aside the name because like that's just kind of like there's a difference between the comic medium and the movie and show medium, and they kind of sell some of this stuff on the name alone. This is not like Secret Invasion, the big massive event from comics. It's just the follow-up to like Nick Fury and the Skrull arc from earlier with the name Secret Invasion. But it's cool that we're getting some more Nick Fury, but I don't know. Honestly, could care less for dislikes because a lot of people do it for the attention. Yeah, for sure, but I don't disagree with that. They sure don't do it on a lot of other stuff that would fall under the same parameters, though. Hello, my beautiful homies. What is up, Durs? Congrats again on your live stream tonight, your milestone. Looks great. I like Captain Marvel. Hey, Durs. I like Brie. I think she is hot and a great actress. Yeah, no one really dislikes Brie Larson like that. Again, like all you have to do is look at anything else she's ever done, and it's just this one thing. So it's not a Brie Larson thing. It's the arguments against people. Like people are allowed to dislike stuff, just like people are allowed to like stuff. A lot of people are allowed to dislike stuff, and someone can still like it. I like a lot of weird stuff, like Roger Corman films. Most people can't sit there and watch intentionally bad movies. I can. But there's some stuff I don't like, but it doesn't change the fact that the massive amount of people, more than any other thing that they do, dislike this franchise. Miss Marvel was excellent. I'm glad you liked it. You and 7 other people. Funny prefers choosing liar instead of love. What is going on, Phil? Just read Secret Invasion. It was fire. Yeah, Secret Invasion is awesome. So I'm trying to separate the name, and just that way, like I don't try to expect too much out of it, like not in quality, but just in size and scope. You know what I mean? But I do like the little like the spy feel to it that it has. It kind of feels like old MCU stuff. Do you know when that one's supposed to be dropping, Paul?
Secret Invasion? I want to say like midsummer, I think. Like June, maybe. Which I guess would probably be the beginning of summer, technically. But
so it's not far off at all. A couple comics. What is going on? So the next thing that dropped, another thing is we saw Dar-Benn, the female Ronin that we're getting as the villain. That got confirmed that she will be the villain. I like Captain Marvel film. Brie Larson has always been a little cringe to me. Definitely off camera. Hope everyone's having a great night. You as well. She was hated on in that Oprah movie. I didn't even know she was in an Oprah movie. I'm not in that book club with you, Chaos. I don't care what they do in real life. Poop in beds, tiger blood, who cares? I'm 100% with you, my man. 100% with you. Dirt saw you on Mount Wood tonight. Awesome. People over exaggerating these days. Agreed. And sometimes it's fun too, though. Sometimes it's fun just for the sake of conversation. Super great. What is going on? Super excited for the Secret Invasion. Yeah, I think that has some potential. I think like I'm kind of one of the weird ones. I enjoyed Falcon and Winter Soldier a lot more than most people, save for like the little speech at the end. I thought that was cringe as hell. All right, moving right along. Next thing was Mandalorian for the week. I'm excited to talk this with you. There's some weird little plot holes here and there, but they were all covered up as any good story can do, with this fantastic penultimate episode. Like, this was probably, I think it was the longest episode of this season yet, and they really sat there and took their time, and it felt good to be able to do that, spend some time with these characters. And there was like, it was a massive episode. Like, of course, it's a setup to the finale, but on its own merits, it was still a massive episode. Where you stand with this episode, Paul?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was good to see Moff Gideon again. Everything that happened with the dark saber. Um, uh, I I still think that Mandalorian is getting a little bit of a short shift or whatever they call it. In the last couple episodes, it's been about other people more than it has been about him. I love the fact I loved seeing Baby Yoda inside the android there. We were
Yeah,
talking on the line.
IG-12 now.
Yeah, ID-12. Yeah, we were talking about he's doing like a Pacific Rim type thing. And I love how he just like no.
Yeah. Yeah, when it changed scenes to the market, he was still doing that. That had me cracking up.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked it, and I'm excited to see where it goes as well. With some of the news that came out of Star Wars Celebration in Europe, I'm wondering where all this is going to lead now because they've kind of committed to doing that movie that's supposed to wrap up Mandalorian and Boba Fett and Ahsoka all kind of in one big event. So
yeah, it was cool getting to see all the Mandalorian tribes come back together, make their way home as well. It was like them, Bo not knowing where the forge was a plot hole in itself, being that she's lived there her whole life kind of thing. But that was, I'll let it go. The strategically placed big monster as always, which is always fun, and that's like a staple of Star Wars since forever. But it was cool seeing Moff Gideon in the beginning, kind of actually like we got to spend time with the actual villains, which I think it was on episode 2 or 3 when we talked about it, like, dude, this is going to be kind of weak if they don't even bring the villain into the season until the end. And that's what they did.
Hey, monkey.
And just like that, she is gone. Yeah, but that's what they did. But they did it well. You know, like we definitely could have used them a lot sooner. We could have used some kind of balance to this show instead of it just being all over the place. But now that we're here, it feels good being here. And this, the big fight at the end with them coming in there, finding that there's like this like Imperial setup down there with Moff. He's got his Dark Troopers upgraded with Beskar. He's got his Beskar and everything. And they capture Mandalorian, and the whole little fight, the shootout at the end was awesome. The big battle with the big heavy dude just going ham, taking him out. And then we get to see Snoke's Imperial Guard for the first time.
Right.
They just, yeah, dude, that was super cool. So it was a great episode. It was good all around.
And did you notice? I mean, I read some things online too. But one of the things that I noticed is that Moff Gideon's helmet was very reminiscent of the person for the Forger, her helmet.
Yeah, everyone thinks that she's the
like a mole
whatever.
or whatever.
The mole, yeah, the mole. That's what you call it. Are there moles in the Star Wars universe? What would be the equivalent of a mole over there?
I don't know.
Snarful the Garthog.
Fancy name for it.
Yeah, I didn't like Falcon and the Winter Soldier at all. That and the newest Thor, probably the only full MCU things I fully dislike. Fair enough. Definitely fair enough. Same here. I enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier more than most people. And yes, that speech was cringe. And Captain Marvel was $1 billion box office. So people hate watching it. They keep doing it. Captain Marvel was sandwiched between Infinity Stone and Endgame and told everyone that it is must see for Endgame. And then on top of that, Disney cushioned the box office numbers. So there's actual reports coming out back then, even in real time, where theaters were sold out and no one was there. Disney was literally pre-buying tickets for that. You can go check that out online. It's been a thing that people have known since it came out. But sandwiching it in between those two movies was fantastic. And that being the case, even Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the final to that, is tracking the lowest pre-sales that Disney's ever seen from one of their projects, which is crazy to think about for Guardians especially. Oh, I'm glad you made it. You guys made it. Going to be a massive war. Esteban, I'm still going to get some time here one day and get caught up on all these little side quests, Star Wars projects, visions. and Bad Batch and stuff. Kids are the best. You're not going to hear an argument from me when kids want to be weird. Yeah, bedtime. That's when they want to be weird, at bedtime. Let's see. Can has a big flaw, though. Mandos are really around or mentioned in episode 7, 8, 9. What is going on, Mad Spidey? What is happening today? No, it looks like Maul's Death Watch helmet.
That as well. That I've heard that.
Here's
theory as
Durs.
well, yeah.
Durs told me a person's helmet that he thought it looked like too. Everything lines up to her being a spy. I don't know. We don't get nothing with her. I mean, other people have more context on this than I do. TM. Hey, everyone. Wish I could be there on the panel with Mark and Paul. Stuck at work. Rather be on with these two awesome individuals. Hope you're having a good night at work. You handsome man, you. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was nearly
You're
great.
one handsome Canadian.
Yeah, it was definitely very watchable. Velma made success on hate watching, and I laughed at that because it shows how pathetic society can be. Exactly. Yo, the buzz alone, like I had no intention of watching like a cartoon Scooby-Doo thing, and I started watching it. I'm like, dude, this feels like the Scooby-Doo version of Harley Quinn, just intentionally raunchy, R-rated. But dude, I didn't make it through the whole first episode before it was just so heavy-handed. I think Mindy Kaling made that show for her and her 7 friends at the writers' table and no one else. The quality of it was there, and Glenn Howerton, who plays in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, does one of the voices in there. So I wanted to go watch it because I'm a huge fan of the Always Sunny cast, and I just didn't make it through it. Like I got other stuff to do, like rip my eyes out. When Din pledged his allegiance, I got something in my eye. Yeah, a little dust flew in there, huh? I still have to watch Visions and Tales of the Jedi. I haven't caught everything. So next up on the you got something, Paul?
The Tales of the Jedi, Volume 2 comes out May 4th.
And we have more Visions on the way as well, right?
Yes, I believe we had. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Visions. Yeah, I think it's Visions. Actually, Visions Volume 2, I think.
She left with the victims as they went into the secret base. Forger has to forge Beskar, all the stormtroopers' armor. Yo, when did she leave her tribe though? Like in earlier stuff, when would she have left to go make all that armor for these people away from her people? How would she have done that? Doesn't she always stay with her people in a cave or something? Mm-hmm. Aren't they like eating dinosaurs and painting walls and making fires, like whatever cave people do? She was the only one suggested they go look for the forge. She was the one who said, well, of course, that's like the crux of their society. That's the crux of it all. She's a forger. That's like, what else does she live for? I mean, there's I'm sure there's more to it that I don't see. I'm just saying that from like just like a surface level watching this, like I don't see any indicators, which that might be intentional. Like they haven't revealed it yet. It's supposed to be a surprise. So I guess for a surface level viewer like myself, it's on point. Wheelchair Superhero 87 says Superman and Lois was fire. I have not watched this week's episode. Paul pointed out next week they are off for an episode. So I'm going to have to talk it next week. When I want to see stupid cartoons, I'll watch Beavis and Butthead. New episode this Wednesday, 420 Fire. Coming soon. Nice. No, she left a bunch of times during season 1 and 2, but before the cave. Okay. What is going on Empire Comics? Agreed, she's a spy. Yo, I hope she takes her helmet off too. That would be dope if she's a spy and she takes her helmet off. Like full betrayal. I hope she takes her helmet off and she's the actress who played Spy Smasher, the actress who played in Willow. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Disney's go-to. You know how great that would be if that's who's under there? She just takes her helmet off and her red frizzy hair just poof. Like that would be amazing. that would be so amazing. Oh, dude, that's awesome. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and always starts this week. So that's the big anniversary thing that Netflix is doing. It's pretty much the big send-off to everything that came before because Netflix bought out the entire Power Rangers franchise and they're planning on doing their own stuff with it. And they ran the final season that was running on TV. Now they're doing this huge thing. If you've ever been a Power Ranger fan at any point in their life, it's for you, what they're working on. But I'm excited for it. I'm definitely a Power Ranger fan, always have
So
been.
they basically just gonna start from scratch, like just reboot the whole universe or whatever. Or?
Yeah, so they're wanting to have like a movie and do shows and stuff like that, and they're not. I don't think they're wanting it to be because there's like God, like what, like 25 years of canon,
Right.
like countless teams and stuff. So I think they're wanting to have an opportunity to do like what they tried in 2017 and it didn't take off for that movie. They want their shot at it. You know, let us do our Mighty Morphin, let us do our beginning and see what we can do. And I'm hoping that man, I really want them to still have like the regular stuff that's geared for younger kids because that's what Power Rangers is. That's what's so cool about that franchise is it makes countless generations of lifelong fans because how the kid stuff hits for kids, you know. But there's still like that market for the adults and everything. So I'm wondering if they're going to try to target both or what. I'm excited to find out. Didn't think of that. LOL. I'm looking forward to it. They're dropping once and always all at once. Is it a show or is it I thought it was a movie. Is it going to be what's it going to be? God, I hope
Either way,
it's
if it's on Netflix, they're probably dropping everything all at once because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Either way,
agree they should do it to kids still. Yeah, that'd be kind of weird to like. We're buying Power Rangers and we're not making it for kids. You know, that's weird. That's a very odd thing to do. I hope they don't do that. Well, let's see. Next up, James Gunn big announcement came from DC this week, and he announced the actual casting list for the Creature Commandos, which is the next project coming out of the DCU directly following Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And we have Frank Grillo. People might know him as Crossbones from the MCU. You might know him from the Purge franchise. He's playing Rick Flag Sr. Yes. David Harbour from Stranger Things, who plays the sheriff. He played the most recent Hellboy. He's playing Frankenstein. You have Alan Tudyk, who's played in countless things from the Transformer franchise to the Doom Patrol television series. He's going to be playing Harley Quinn. He's going to be playing Dr. Phosphorus. So he has a all-star banger lineup. And the first thing I thought is, you know, he said he wanted to cast people that can translate to live action because of how they're planning on doing stuff. And getting Frank Grillo as Rick Flag, David Harbour, and Alec Tudyk, I'm like, dude, that's such a great start already. That is just, dude, I popped for that. That was amazing. I'm big excited for that. So I don't care about Power Rangers. It was too low budget and bad acting for me. I'm still thinking I should read the comics, and I noticed it has really expanded the lore. Yeah, so Power. You know what's crazy is I'm a Power Ranger fan. I can let all that go, and it's still hard to watch these MCU things. Thought it was just a movie. Yeah, I hope it's a movie. Kyle saying show. Kyle would know. I'm going to relax for the night, my dudes. Everyone better have a killer night heading into tomorrow. We'll do our best. Speaking of killer night, I tried to watch The Terrifier. Have you heard of those?
No.
It's a horror movie with Art the Clown. I'm sure you would probably have seen some images of it, but Terrifier 2 came out not long ago, and people were like leaving theaters, throwing up and stuff. It's a low-budget horror movie that just exploded, and they made a second one, and it's still low-budget horror movie. But I was trying to watch it while the kids weren't around, but then they popped back up. I'm like, gotta turn this off. It was wild, man. It was cool. Better not do a musical opening.
I spent the weekend watching The Night Agent.
What is that?
It's on Netflix. It's kind of like remember 24, the series 24?
Jack Bauer.
Kind of like that. It's really good.
Who's in it?
Nobody you would really know.
Perfect. Never heard of him. Norin Rad with the hottest of hot takes I've ever heard. He better not do a musical opening like in Peace. Only thing I didn't like. Yo, you are literally the first person I've heard that. Yeah, dude, I brush my teeth to that music every morning still. Yeah, that opening was amazing. I didn't skip it one time, even when I rewatched that series. My God, that opening was fire. I wonder if he'll have a Guns Universe opening like the Snyderverse did. I don't know. I don't think he's that pretentious. Love the Terrifier. The second one is good, but long. Power Rangers was cheesy, but in a good way. I was in my teens and watched some of it. It was good. They would need to keep that way to be successful. I agree. And it's one of those things like, again, if if you like watching like those cheesy sci-fi animal movies or the knockoff movies of like the big budget ones that they do, they're intentionally bad, but a lot of times the story's there. Like the story in the Power Ranger stuff is absolutely there. And if you can kind of just like get lost in it kind of thing or let that kind of go. And as a kid, when that nostalgia just runs so deep, all of that is just it's not even present. I'm watching it like I don't even think like that's a guy in a suit that looks like a robot. Like it's just all fire. Love it. The guy that plays Art the Clown is fantastic. Check Art's first appearance in the anthology All Hallows Eve. Send me a link, please, Dr. Von Hoot, so I can remember that, or send me a message. F that movie, LO. Which one? Which movie, Freebird? The Peacemaker opening was cringe. You deserve better, Mark. No, that was peak. That was peak. It kind of pairs so well with this show, man. It was so spot on for what we got in that show.
And there was like a something that I think was on HBO Max, one of the extras that kind of showed how like everything that happened in it related to something that happened in the series. Like every single movement that happened related to something that happened. Yeah.
Freebird said the clown movie Terrifier. Yeah, so it's intentionally made just to push your limits. Like it's got a lot of practical effects, super gory. And I haven't watched it all yet. And the second one I heard goes even farther, but you really have to be. It's a niche market. You have to be like one of those 80 horror gore fans, to really like that's its target audience. Oh yeah, I know. I saw that. I saw the quotes, Esteban. I saw them. I can't get through it. Yeah. Well, I can't either because I have children, as you can see, that run around in my house. Yeah, lined up like Easter eggs for the plot. That's really cool. Basically, you have to be me. Yeah. I was digging it. I was digging it. I love horror movies. I don't get to watch them often anymore because I got little kids and my wife's not into them. Like, she doesn't have anything against them. They just work too well. Like she gets like legit scared watching them. But yeah, on to the next thing. It was confirmed this week that Vanessa from Deadpool franchise, Wade's wife, as well as Colossus, both will be returning for Deadpool 3. That was fantastic news. Like at this point, I don't think we could do Deadpool without Colossus. We need a buddy cop film of those two. That was a big one. I'm still excited for that. I love the Deadpool movies. Love them to death. They're fantastic. Watch them countless times. My wife loves those as well. So that's exciting because that'll be one that hopefully we'll be able to set aside some time to go watch together. And then Warner Brothers made their big announcement where they had a meeting about the merger, the updated streaming platform. We have HBO Max currently for Warner Brothers stuff, but because of the merger with Discovery, they're going to expand that streaming service, and they're going to drop the HBO out of the title because it'll be HBO, giant Warner Brothers catalog, giant Discovery catalog with like the reality shows and their documentaries and all that, and make it an even bigger streaming platform. It's just simply called Max. It's looking for its launch this coming May. They haven't announced yet if you'll be folded in as current HBO subscribers. Pricing tiers are like I think it was like something, then $15, then $18, and the expensive tier was to get an extended branch of it so that more people can watch it, and like it was like a sharing option pretty much. You can pay a little bit more and get access to multiple screens all at once versus just a couple at once.
Right, that's $19.99, I think, and the other one is $15.99. But if you have HBO Max now, it'll automatically just become Max, and they're gonna grandfather you in at the price that you're paying. And the reason
probably just for that 1 year,
exactly,
probably just for that first year,
exactly. And the reason they're doing it, to your point, is because they're dropping the HBO because it's felt, or at least Warner Brothers Discovery feels as though when you have HBO in it, it kind of denotes an adult type of a thing, but they really don't. They're really going to have a lot of stuff for kids on there as well. They're going to have Sesame Street. They're going to have a lot of stuff they have now, but people don't know that it's there. So they're going to call it Max instead.
Yeah, Mecha Builders is one of my kids' go-tos. They because that's like one of the Sesame shows with it's like Cookie Monster, Grover, and some little pink girl that they can like they have like robots and stuff. They love the stuff over there. And what is called Bat Wheels over there, they watch the hell out of that too.
And the goal is to also kind of make it almost everyone is trying to do this, but trying to make it a one stop for like sports and everything too, because they own TBS and TNT, which does baseball, and they do hockey and they do basketball and everything as well. So a place where you can also watch sports
Yo,
streaming
dude,
as well.
they could get that means AEW wrestling could come over there.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
they should be rocking as big as like Hulu and stuff like that. Like there's no reason for them not to be.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. HBO Max is my go-to. That's the one that I spend most of my time on, and not just for like the DC stuff, obviously, but I enjoy. I think I've just enjoyed Warner Brothers stuff more or less for a lot of my life, and they've got fantastic shows over there, and there's a lot of good documentaries.
Yeah.
In comic announcements this week, because we're rocking right along, we had Mark Waid announce 2 projects, not one, but 2 projects, and I'm pumped for both of them. Starting with the least of the 2, we're getting a World's Finest Titans spinoff. So Titans were guest stars in World's Finest that Mark Waid writes with Dan Mora on the art, and they're going to take that era of the Titans that were introduced inside the pages of World's Finest and do a spinoff. So we're not only getting Tom Taylor's upcoming Titan series, we're getting a Mark Waid Teen Titans series, which, dude, that's fantastic. DC's catalog is exploding this year.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the Wimbledon AEW show will be on Max. Dude, that would be the way to get, so like the way that Peacock allows their subscribers to watch pay-per-views, if Max allows the AEW or the subscribers to watch AEW pay-per-views, people would buy the subscription. Like, dude, there's
Right. Even if you have to pay
hundreds.
an extra $5 a month, like you do like for Peacock, you're talking $60, which is the cost of 2 of their pay-per-views for the year. And you get however many they have. So
Yeah, that's crazy to think. Just like because I pay $50 for a pay-per-view because I watch it on Bleacher Report, which is just an app, and then you kind of get it for like 3 days or whatever. But
right.
that's 2.5 months for one
Right.
pay-per-view, and you'd watch it and then go about your business till the next one. But that's still a massive boost.
Right. And if they do it like Peacock, you said, I mean, Peacock is $5, costs $5. You can watch it whenever you want. It's out there still now. You can go back. You can watch any WrestleMania you want right now. Go out there and watch it.
See, now I want to get Peacock. I just haven't gotten back into WWF like that. Yeah, WB Discovery is losing money not airing AEW on Max. Yeah, well, we don't know if they're going to yet. Hopefully, it's something. It's got to be something they thought about. They have got to have thought about it. But I'm sure that has to. I mean, what kind of deal that they're able to strike with Tony Khan, who owns AEW? That's where it comes into it. If they haven't actually said if AEW All In will be pay-per-view, yeah, I don't think. All Out is still the week after it. Dude, that's crazy to think about. But dude, the last one I checked and talked to my buddy over at Dead Media, Jonathan, he's a huge wrestling guy. He pointed out that the stadium was already 60% sold out, and that stadium is massive, and we are months away from that event. The first UK live show for AEW is going to be massive. Anybody see Mogwai? Brand new Gremlin show coming on Max. I didn't see the trailer, but I think it was Kyle, my wife, told me about it. Yeah, I saw about WF Teen Titans. It's making me really think about reading World's Finest. Dude, that's like the go-to book for me. World's Finest is the strongest monthly title on the shelf. You would love it. It's great. It's not written in. It's written in any like an undetermined time span. It kind of just exists in comic history, through history, between stories, kind of thing. But it's one continuing story. Like Dick Grayson is Robin in it. The Teen Titans are Young in it. It's really cool.
All right. No-brainer.
Yeah, Dan Moore art is next level. I'm following them to Captain Marvel. I probably wouldn't normally pick up a current Captain Marvel book, but Mark Waid talking about addressing the issues with the character with a no name and acting like a kid, because he wrote Captain Marvel back before he was cheeseball like this. I mean, he wrote him in Kingdom Come. He's right. I think he's the guy for the job to really sharpen the character back up. All In is definitely going to be pay-per-view. Too massive not to. Xfinity's about to stop giving Peacock away to subs. Probably. There's Jonathan right there. Yeah. That's what I was just talking about. Yeah. Yeah, how's that going to play with All Out being the following week? Yeah, we're done talking about Mando. 50,000 signups, holds 90K. Yeah, the stadium. That's massive. Yeah, and that's another thing Jonathan was talking about. CM Punk. That's probably going to be his return.
That's the only bad thing that I ever hear about AEW is
CM Punk's there.
what. Yeah, but no, but that
I like
the
Punk.
locker room is there. There's a lot of like the locker room is not good.
Yeah,
The
and I feel
backstage
like
stuff.
that. I feel like that, especially here recently, a lot of that seems to have like kind of chilled out. Like I can't speak on that personally, but they just started that show All Access, where the after Dynamite on Wednesday nights and everything, and you have a lot of personalities in the difference in the whole structure of the business with AEW, with the wrestlers having control. It's kind of like somewhere between WWF and like that late '90s WCW. You know what I mean? It's somewhere between there. So you're always going to have that in a place like that with that much creative freedom and everything. But it is what it is. What is going on, Pop's Attic? And I'll be honest with you, CM Punk is just a huge personality, period. Like you hear all kinds of stories like that. He butts heads everywhere he goes, you know what I mean? And it's crazy. I think that they just kind of overworked him. Like I think they overestimated his capability at that point in his career. Not saying he's too old, but just whether he just needed more training or whatever. But he was having to be carried through everything. Like when I started watching again, like I'm excited for this and everything. And then I watch the match. I'm like, dude, like he breaks every time he wrestles. He literally breaks. It's rough. What is going on, Pops? For those that don't know, it should still be pinned. Pops is in the chat. I have his Instagram giveaway for that Secret Wars 9.8 slab pinned in the comment section. If y'all haven't entered that giveaway, hit that link. And all you gotta do is follow, give it a heart, and tag 3 people, and you'll be entered to win. The 30th of this month on my wife's birthday, live on this show, we'll spin a wheel of all the people that are entered and see who's going to win that slab completely free. Yeah, probably going to be a pay-per-view. It isn't announced, and I think a max debut might be why. Yo, that would be dope if they max debut that. That would be insane. There's money on the table. It'd be foolish not to bring him back. Yeah, they're paying him. He's a crybaby. Exactly. Exactly. He definitely can't work like he used to. Besides, Jericho Punk will be feuding. They have beef, but both know how they can make money together. Work, shoot. Yo, I don't care what anyone says. Jericho's one of the GOATs. Nobody lasts as long as him and has like, it's like Sting. How does Sting go for this many years without a scandal, without a downside? Like that is like the most professional in the business that has ever existed. He is the GOAT, the icon. If FTR versus the Elite isn't the main event, I'd be shocked. Dude, FTR, man, hell yeah. FTR getting the belts. I mean, it was late. They really they waited for like their peak to kind of cool off, and then they brought them back in. Just
Well, they were, and FTR was playing that whole, are we going to leave? Are we not going to leave? Are we going to WWE? And then once they gave them the belt, it was like, obviously that's they're staying.
Yeah. Love Jericho. Sting is a church guy. So is Jericho. Both of them are. Obviously, that's a good thing. I wonder if that's why Danielson turned heel, as he might be the only person other than FTR that he'd be happy to work with. Dude, that whole heel turn Blackpool Combat Club were healed and they just naturally kind of went face and they just out of nowhere just start jumping everybody. Like, this is abrupt, but I'm here for it.
Danielson and Punk had a lot of really good matches in Ring of Honor.
I'm doing a live stream this Thursday at 5 p.m. for 30 minutes for a 1K giveaway and my birthday. DJ Links and a few others will be stopping by, swing by and say hi. You may win a slab. Awesome. If anybody who's a moderator wants to drop a link, that is more than acceptable. Feel free. Sting and Darby need a tag run. I 100% agree. We know Sting is on borrowed time, but Sting made it very obvious that Sting doesn't want. Like that was last Wednesday. He came out there and he did a great little promo. Like he pointed out, like I'm getting toward the end of my run. I do not have gold in my eyes anymore. I'm looking to leave behind a legacy, and that legacy is in Darby Allin. And he said, like, I had a great mentor when I was coming up. Shout out to the Nature Boy. I love the Nature Boy. I had great friends along the way. Shout out to Kevin Nash. And he threw up the Wolf Pack and he said, shout out to Scott Hall. He did not mention Hulk Hogan. I'm like, dude, this guy is the greatest. Like, I'm an easy win when it comes to Sting. He's just my all-time favorite. What is going on, Chop? All right, I'm gonna sit here and go down a wrestling rabbit hole. The other Mark Waid title, the one that I'm big excited for, is a Black Label title called Superman: The Last Days of Lex Luthor. I'm hoping it's going to be a prestige format. I'm not sure how many issues it is, but it continues to show where Superman is really getting pushed ever since since Zaslav. Like this. I want to give some credit to Zaslav for this because he's like a big guy over all this, wanting to push Superman with the movies and stuff. And we know how much the movies and the TV shows affect what they're doing in comic books, as well as what Philip Kennedy Johnson and Tom Taylor were doing already in the comic books. DC as a brand has really realized that they need Superman forefronting this brand, and they have been pushing it, and they are crushing it, and everything that they drop with that S on it has just been fire. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah. And the also, what I read is it's going to be, if not directly, it's going to be kind of the spiritual sequel to Birthright.
Oh, dude, that would be nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nuts. So I'm big excited for that. Superman fans everywhere rejoice. Sting is the WCW GOAT. He is so over that he doesn't worry about name dropping. Mm-hmm. Sting, you can take WCW out of that, and it's still true. I'm not giving him any credit until those movies come out and good. That's fair. I'm giving him credit for doing some common sense moves already, though. He came in like a common sense whirlwind and just started busting heads and restructuring. Now it's the execution part. You know, you got to win back over the fans. That's the hardest part. The hardest part. What is going on, Brother John? How are you doing tonight? Did you review Batman, the Doom That Came to Gotham movie? I have not yet because I haven't finished it yet. I've got about halfway through it, and it came out for me during like Masters Week, so I'm behind on a little bit of stuff. But that might be a good episode for a deep dive, Paul, just to do like a special deep dive over, because me and Paul have videos that come out on his channel where we do the DC deep dive, because we're kind of long since past that coming out.
Yeah, we do that.
Excited for Green Lantern 1, but too many foil covers for my wallet. Yo, y'all turn the notification bells on for this channel and Sector 2815, and that's all we're going to say about that for right now. If you're excited for Green Lantern, make sure your notification bells are on. Did Sting ever wrestle for WWE after the merger? I stopped watching for a while after that happened. Yes. Yes, he did. And it wasn't long, though, then he went to TNA, right?
Right,
Yeah. Yeah, everyone wanted a Sting Undertaker match. The match that never happened. Oh, it did, but it's not proper. Let's see. Another one that I noticed is there's a Pennywise prequel series called Welcome to Derry coming to Max in 2024. So it'll be coming to the brand new streaming platform. The director of the It Part 1 and 2 is the same director for the upcoming Flash film. I'm not sure if he's attached to this show or not. But yeah.
Well, he was in TNA before WWE.
There we go. And as I'm scrolling, that's the next thing I come to is the Green Lantern announcement dropped. It is now available for FOC order. For those that don't know what FOC is, it stands for Final Order Cutoff. That's the cutoff date for shops to order books specifically for you. If you're somebody who is afraid it'll sell out, if you're somebody who wants to add it to a monthly subscription pool kind of thing, I mean, it's the last day that they're placing their orders. And after that, the orders are closed off and the numbers come in and then they get shipped to shops. But yeah. But the art looks fantastic. Zermancio is doing the art, the same guy who did Justice League Incarnate.
Yeah. And DCs are always on Sunday. Marvels are usually on, everyone else usually on Mondays.
Yeah. And then we have a backup story in it. Jon Stewart's the backup story. So we got Hal and John in the same magazine right now, and Philip Kennedy Johnson is writing Jon Stewart. So we have Jeremy Adams and Philip Kennedy Johnson on the same freaking book. Like, dude, that is amazing. These are like two of the strongest up and coming. Like, you throw Rom V in there, and they'll just be over. Like, the books, like modern writer overload. Like, those are like some of the best in the business right now. See, Evil said, I'll watch it, but kind of not excited that the guy from the movie won't be playing Pennywise for this show. Yeah, that was Sarsgaard, right? Somebody Sarsgaard. The actor who's playing the Crow in the upcoming Crow. AEW scene is my favorite scene since before Starrcade 97. Wow. Wow, that's very specific. Next up, my red foil came in. Night Terror. The big Night Terror announcement. You want to take this one?
Yeah, so Night Terror is going to be starting in July. It's basically going to run for 2 months. Think of it more as kind of a convergence or future state type of a thing, as opposed to like a Revenge of the God or Lazarus Planet type of a thing. Meaning that it seems as though what's going to happen is that most issues will kind of pause for 2 months, and they'll end up being night terrors instead. So we have the Night Terror proper, which is being written by Joshua Williamson. Um, and it basically starts off with the Trinity, meaning Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, face off against a hero or a villain that goes back to almost the beginning of the Justice League. I'm going to
Insomnia.
guess it's Dr. Destiny. That's my guess.
Okay. And Insomnia is the new character coming out of this, right? That'll be
Correct.
inducing these terrors.
Correct. And what happens in these, every little mini series are going to be 2 issues. So again, for 2 months. So we'll have a Night Terrors, Green Lantern 1 and 2, and for everything. And villains, it'll have villains as well that'll have Night Terrors on it. And they each are basically going to be put into situations that, they will be facing their greatest fear, in these two issues. Um, the Joker. The Joker ends up working a 9 to 5, 40-hour a week job. That's his greatest fear. Um, so, um,
So some of these are going to be goofy. And I noticed that a
exactly.
lot of the books are going to be crossing over or a lot of the tie-in books. What's that? Well, look at that. Ivan Reese art, Sandman, Deadman, and Batman.
The last one was Francisco Mattina, by the way. The first one.
Yeah, and this one.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. That's Mattina there, I believe.
Yeah, that is a
Uh,
wicked
isn't that
cover.
Deadman is supposed to play. Obviously, since he's on a couple of the covers, he's supposed to also play a huge part in this as well. Um, so I'm looking forward to it. The only thing that gives me a little bit of pause is they have a lot of first issues coming out as part of the Dawn of DC, and I'm kind of worried that they're going to lose some momentum by having to, like, they're going to have like issue number 1 of something, and then they're going to jump into Night Terrors right away, and it's, let's hope it's not too jarring, but I trust them.
Yeah. I think there's going to be some really strong points to it, but you have books like
Yeah.
Punchline, Harley, Joker.
Yeah.
That like, dude, why are you doing all these Bat titles, spin-off character? Why? And I'm thinking that some of it is strategic because we're introducing a lot of characters back into DC with their own titles, like Hawkgirl, Titans. You have the Green Lantern stuff kicking off, Wonder Woman and Flash re-kicking off. So I don't think they're trying to dip too much of this event into these brand new Dawn of DC titles. Is more of the characters that we've kind of been getting more of in the past couple of years, if that makes sense. I think
Right.
they're not wanting to muddy down the water of a fresh run.
Right, because there's going to be a Flash, Night Terrors, there's going to be a Wonder Woman, there's going to be a Superman, there's going to be a Batman, a Green Lantern, a Titans. You never could figure it out. So yeah, so they're definitely casting a wide net. So um, you know,
Who was the
I'm
chick?
looking forward to it. So
That's Zatanna. Yeah. Can't wait for Night Terrors. Fantastic covers and the potential killer story. Yeah. Adding him to the story was stupid. And you look back, Sting was he's still going. That's Arcade. That cover is sick. I like that, like where he looks like he's peeling out of his own body almost.
mhm.
So the Joker has today's generation's worst. Exactly. Work. What is going on, Flo Dameron? How are you doing tonight? It's good to see you as always, my friend. You son of a gun, Mark. Yo, don't get mad. Don't get mad, Becker. Here, I'll do this. This isn't coming out till Wednesday, but here, look, you better. You have there. Does that fix it? He saw Matina and he got jealous. My man's Beckerman likes comics is probably the number one Matina fan I ever met. He's a huge collector of original art, and Matina's like his unicorn because he could never buy original art because he would have to steal Matina's computer.
I think Becker would say that he probably never had any original art. That's the problem.
You have to steal someone else's computer.
Right.
Can't wait for the Penguin show. Yes.
Yeah.
The trailer for the Penguin show dropped. And it was a rushed out thing. We had this whole tit for tat day where DC and Marvel just kept going back and forth, and the fans were the only people that won in the end. And they it was pretty much a behind the scenes trailer. You had trailer infused with like on set stuff, and the vibe of it was tough looking. It had all the tonality of the movie, but Oswald was wicked. The critics were saying that DC was going to close down. DC is still going strong. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, someone said potential earlier. DC in its worst days, Marvel in its worst days, like there's just something about the potential is there that people like, dude, we have to like, look, they let Roger Corman make a Fantastic Four movie. It was Avi Arad that was behind all that, right? And just so that they can keep some film licensings because they knew like we have no money. We need to get this crap out and never release it to keep these licenses. Because if we can get to this point, we can save this ship. Like it's just the potential for these universes is just infinite. Power Pack number 1 for my buddy Becker. There was a new Warriors number 1 right next to it. And this snob knew it. Chum in the water. Chum in the water. Night Thrasher 1 got that book for $1. Still love it. Yeah. Thank you, Paul.
I got you covered, Beckerin.
I own a page from Night Thrasher 1.
Nice.
Here we go. Penguins equal Sopranos. Good. Let's hope we're that lucky. Let's cross our fingers and hope we're that lucky. Oh, Becker, maybe I can get you a full book. Fantastic. Let's see what's next. What's next on there? McFarlane. If you're a McFarlane toy collector, which I am, I keep it pretty limited. But he announced this exclusive, limited to only 3,000 pieces, color hold flash figure. It comes in this nice box, like as well. It's not a standard. No, you don't have to assemble it. It's limited to only 3,000 figures. And I don't know when he's done that before, but it's going to be exclusively sold through Big Bad Toy Store. Pre-orders are now open, so it's probably sold out. Can't imagine it lasted, not with how many McFarlane collectors are out there. But yeah, and then next up on the announcement, if you have not seen Shazam Fury of the Gods, no worries. It's hitting streaming on May 23rd.
Which is the day it becomes Max.
Which is the day it becomes Max. Also, if you don't want to wait till then, you can already purchase it. You can already purchase a rental for it. It's at the theater at home experience, so it means that you're having to pay a lot of money for a 3-day rental. It's not at the point where you can pay $20 and own it. You have to pay that $20 just for that rental. And next up, what are those, jelly beans? No, thank you. They look awesome in that bag, though.
Starburst jelly beans.
That sounds cool. Rebel Moon will have an extended R-rated version for both parts. So this is something that I wish we got more news out of. Rebel Moon is the Zack Snyder epic that they're making, the sci-fi epic for Netflix. And they announced this week that it will have an R-rated cut of it. So it's a 2-part film, and both parts will have an R-rated cut. I don't know the logic behind that. I don't know if that's just kind of his shtick still. But I'm still big looking forward to this dropping. And that's pretty much all I got for dude, it was just a huge week for announcements. It was absolutely insane. Yeah, Scott got his Marvel Legends Adam Warlock today from the Guardians movie. It looks awesome. It really does.
Oh, nice.
They're having a 50% off sale on DC. Who, Big Bad Toy Store? I gotta put some context into the chat just because of the lag to it. I think the Penguin Show should be MA and the next Reeves Batman should be R now. Dude, I can't imagine that Penguin Show not being NA. I rented it. Nice. Wait, Starburst Jelly Bean? So good. I'm just not a big candy person, man.
That is sold out, by the way, the Flash figure.
Yeah. Oh, you're about to get it, weren't you?
I was just looking at it. It's only $30.
Breaking news, Zack Snyder can't make editing decisions. Yeah, this just in, right? You should not let him film it if you don't want him to put it in the movie. Esteban heard Ant-Man is coming to Disney Plus this week. That'd be cool. That'd be one I probably would rewatch. I had fun watching that one. Oh yeah, the new Evil Dead movie trailer. They had like a longer trailer announced. I think it's getting close to that because I'm seeing that trailer everywhere. It looks wicked. People chasing Funkos. So yeah, so this that's all I got for announcements on my end. Was there anything that I missed that you wanted to hit on?
I can't think of anything. That's enough. That was a lot.
That was enough. Definitely was enough.
Which is good because it was a small comics week.
Yeah. So first off, I do want to point out Lazarus Planet Revenge of the Gods #3 dropped this week. That's part of the DC Deep Dive stuff that me and Paul do on Sector 2815 channel. So the video, we recorded it before going live on this show. So it's set to upload tomorrow
At 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m. So if you're not already subscribed to Sector 2815, don't know what you're doing, you should definitely do that. Because yeah, those drop pretty much for the most part every Monday. We started doing them with the Dark Crisis, right?
Correct.
Then we moved over to the Lazarus Planet. Now we're in the Revenge of the Gods. What is up, Dope Comicx? I still love seeing that icon. Is that confirmed, Paul?
Yes.
That's 100% confirmed?
Yep. I got a thing from him.
Well, let me put this in here real quick then. So if you follow that link that I just put in the live chat, that takes you to Sector 2815's YouTube channel, where, because me and Paul pretty much do content here and there. And coming up on Monday the what?
24th.
Monday the 24th. For those asking about Green Lantern earlier, it is confirmed now that me and Paul will be live over there on Sector 2815. We'll have Jeremy on, who's writing the current Flash run that has just been holy shit good, who's taking on and bringing back Hal Jordan from his hiatus. So he's also the writer behind a lot of these DC animated movies that you hear everyone, including yourselves, rave about that are so good. So we'll have him on, and we're going to do it live. That way that people can actually interact and have an opportunity to talk with him as well and ask questions and throw him his flowers and all that cool stuff. So
9 o'clock on the 24th.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. And this will be the second time we've had the opportunity to speak with him. We did a recorded video in the DC Deep Dive stuff. And we figured we're going to do this one live. That way that people, can participate on a bigger level,
Yeah. So tell your friends, call the neighbors.
Bring your neighbor's dog.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, if you haven't already, hit that, subscribe to Sector 2815. Tip you up. So that'll be the 24th at 9 p.m.
Eastern.
And I'll start throwing that I'll move that up my little graphics box here. That way I can announce it along the way with my videos up until then as well. But yeah, I'm excited about it. Big excited to speak with him again. I'm going to put it out into the ether. We're working on Philip Kennedy Johnson next. We're going to reach out to him previously. Paul spoke with him at MegaCon, and just got to go back and continue process kind of thing. These happen to be pretty busy people. But I'd like to get Philip Kennedy Johnson on from his time working with Superman. And he's going to be writing the upcoming Incredible Hulk stuff. So we're obviously, as you notice, we didn't put interview in here. We're not going to be running 20 questions. We're going to hang out and talk to this guy about what, you know what I mean? Like, try to keep it as informal as possible, but on topic. Spider-Boy 2. What?
Superboy.
Oh, Superboy. Dude, I have that Spider Boy book on my brain, dude. It's just plaguing Superboy 2.
Yep, that comes out this week.
Yeah, that's the round robin title. Yeah,
Yep.
I think yep. Do. So you want to review a couple of books before we get out of here?
Sure.
Dude, we've been here for over an hour. There's a lot to talk about. Remember, Ant-Man 3 is only coming on digital and Blu-ray releases this week. It won't be Disney Plus till next month. So it's like Shazam 2, basically. Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely picking up that Superboy book. I already spoke to one person who's already read the first issue that comes out next week. He said it was super solid. Again, Action Comics, Superman, Adventures of Superman John Kent, Superman Lost, the new Superman that Mark Waid's writing announced, Superboy, Steelworks. Like, he's back.
Look for a deep dive on that, on the Superman family coming soon as well.
Yeah. As soon as this Revenge of the Gods is over, or as soon as we have more time in our week, one of the two. Yeah. We're not opposed to making more than one video a week on the channel, but God, time is rough. Bedtime. Nope, I'm behind on reading. Great stream, guys. Well, we might not even be talking about stuff that you read, Mike. So, what did we have? What did you have this week? There's only like 3 titles, right, that you mentioned?
Yeah, one of them was Revenge of the Gods. So
yeah, so that deep dive that one. You already did
Superman Lost.
Yeah, Superman Lost is one. What's another one?
Danger Street.
Yes. Yeah, hell yeah, Pops. House of L is on fire. And if you're a channel member, you can always hit that custom emoji button and just throw the S crest all up into the chat. Because that's a thing over here. We have Superman emojis over here, don't we? Yeah. We
wow.
do, don't we?
Her eyes look really red. Like
everyone says that because there's a light shining.
Like crypto eyes.
Yeah, there's that better.
Yeah, that is better.
Oh.
Like you got the devil in that puppy.
Yeah. That's why I gave him the lion haircut, so you know that he's fierce. It's really a super sweet dog. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, see, there they are.
There you go.
So I also picked up I had some other stuff in my pool this week. I think that this was from this week, but I grabbed this X-Men reprint. I don't know if I think it came out this week, but I picked these up and I just randomly put them back out into Legion loot boxes. I've also started putting a lot of stuff together for the Legion loot box. I don't remember where. I think I put it together on Friday, but man, I got other books, but I know that I read Power Rangers, which was fantastic. For those that are Power Ranger fans, this current run from 101 to current, must-read stuff. Absolute must-read stuff. I know no one else cares to hear about it, so I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But Nemesis Reloaded came out this week, and this is issue number 4. Mark Miller.
One more. I think it's a 5-issue total, right? I think. Right?
Yeah, dude, this was insanely good. So, his whole thing, the whole premise of this is he's waging war on a city, and the current mayor of the city and all of his old cronies from his days on the police force. It's like a twisted take on Batman. Like, Nemesis is a total psychopath, and the origin story behind him is his parents were murderers, drug dealers, drug addicts, and the police that busted his parents and killed his parents, he's coming for revenge on them. He doesn't care. My parents were terrible people. They're still my mom and dad. I'm like, dude, you're crazy. Someone needs to put this dude down. It's to the point where I'm not even rooting for this Nemesis guy. I really you don't know who to root for. You don't know if these are dirty cops yet. They don't present them as that. It's just it's crazy. Wild book. But it's nuts. One more issue to go. Which one do you want to talk first?
You want to do Danger Street?
Absolutely. Fire.
Yeah. Fire. You do better at describing what happens in issues, so you go ahead.
This picks up right where we left off. You have Starman and Warlord at the grave of the poor kid that died in the first issue. He's one of the dingbats, one of the little group of the little boy gang from the neighborhood. And they're wanting to get his body and use some of the magic that they have at their disposal via Dr. Fate's helmet and stuff to try to resurrect him and make things right. They have no idea that event in the first one where Atlas was killed, at the whole event, Atlas died, the young man from the Dingbats died. It echoed through the cosmos. The other new gods heard about Atlas of the old gods falling, and that means the sky is falling, and we don't know what that means. This plays out like it's their Ragnarok. It's like the ringing bell for Ragnarok kind of thing. High Father and Darkseid come together like butt cheeks, get along, and they send an emissary to Earth to go correct events. They want to know what's happening here. They have a plan, and we're not privy to all of it, but they send Orion. So this issue starts with Orion having just pulled up on them, wanting answers, and it quickly explodes into a cosmic scale battle right there in the plains against Starman and Orion. That's what's going on with them. Over in another part, we have the Green Team orchestrating all this stuff behind the curtain, and we have the Manhunter hunting them down systematically. We've already dropped one, and the Manhunter has another one at gunpoint, and something happens. We don't know what it is, but something happens, and he's unable to pull a trigger. You see an energy coming out of his hand. He has to drop his gun and leave. At the same time, another one of the other Green Team members is giving a speech on bringing and adding a bunch of military hardware to the troops and stuff. And he has his bodyguard, the assassin, behind him, who has the same kind of reaction, and he falls out. And the dialogue is telling us that something is happening, something is causing this, and my mind immediately thinks Metamorpho's alive. Metamorpho's not dead.
That would kind of explain the gas that almost comes off of the gun in the hand,
yes,
right?
Right? Right? I'm thinking it's Metamorpho. Lady Cop is on the way to go investigate this stuff because she's getting closer. The remaining Dingbats see the explosions out in the distance of the battle and are going out there. They know that Starman's out there. They're out to kill him. And it's just everything is finally coming to a head. Batman pops up in this issue to go talk to the Creeper, who's pretty much a pawn for the Green Team. He's a mouthpiece on the news for them, and kind of gets a little bit of insight on what's going on. And they kind of just puff their chests out at each other and go their own way, but it kind of leaves you thinking that now the Creeper has that knowledge in there. So you have the Dingbats, you have Lady Cop, you have Warlord taking off with the body of the kid who died, and then they all kind of crash into each other. The casket goes flying, it busts open, and you see that Orion has fallen in the fight. Starman falls in the fight. Manhunter returns to the scene of the attack and chokes out and kills another member of the Green Team, and that's where it cuts it off. Like everyone's all here now. All the players are on stage at the respected stages, and it was just it was wild watching it all kind of piece together and come together, coalesce in this big fight as well. And we're one Green Team member shorter now.
Right, and we also have.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
But we also have there may be some dissent, right, in the Green Team as well, because we have one who's willing to, right, who's willing to off all the others.
Yeah, so the assassin is supposed to be protecting the Green Team, and he's seeing that with the death of the other ones, that it's a bigger task than they thought with the Manhunter chasing them. And it was cool because this issue, if you're unfamiliar with them, give a lot more context to who the Manhunters are and how they're like a cult based off of a lie and blah, blah, blah from their perspective and everything. But he pretty much says, I'll pay you more to stop protecting the others and just protect me. He pretty much throws his teammates to the wolves. But it was a great issue. The story structure in this is fantastic. I still cannot begin to describe how cool it is that our narrator is the helm of Naboo. It's Dr. Fate's helmet. Then he's telling the story in a parable. All the narration bubbles, like our knight, our jester, the dragon, is being told like it's a medieval stuff from the narrator's perspective. So it kind of gives you context to who the good guys are when we really don't see the full plan that these people have, their motives behind it, because everyone seems shady.
Right.
Everyone minus the Lady Cop seems shady at this point.
And it's funny that, I mean, how far
yes, sir.
This is issue 5, but how far I mean, if you remember, this started with they were gonna bring Darkseid and kill Darkseid, right? That's where this whole story started.
Yeah, they wanted to kill Darkseid to get some points and get put on the Justice League.
Right.
Didn't work. Did not work. Yeah, it's a solid story. This is one individual issues collected either way, however you like to read, I highly recommend it. It's outside the normal, just like fast pace, run of the mill monthly titles. These limited series that TK does are just been stellar. It's a great balance and to those just standard monthly, like main continuity type stuff. And I think that's what's also so strong already about this piece of gold.
Oh, that has the line of the week. Do you know what it is?
What is it?
I have giant testes.
Yeah, those little alien dudes were hilarious.
Yeah.
You want to take this one?
Sure. Sure. So we open up with Lois talking to Bruce, talking about what's going on. Bruce basically asks, "Is how is Clark doing?" Clark is still rolled up in basically the what do they call that? The something pose or whatever. It's like he's rolled up like a little baby, basically.
Fetal
Um, uh,
position.
yeah, exactly. The fetal position. He's rolled up in the fetal position on the floor. Um, uh, you know, unable to move. I mean, obviously, something traumatic has happened to him based on what we saw last issue and not what we see on this issue. And so we go back to find out more about what happened to him. And what happens is he's basically kind of floating through space when these orange aliens basically pick him up because they like his cape. That was basically the whole thing was they like his cape. And so they bring him on board, and he immediately throws up. Um, and so we get that. They kind of play with that a little bit to for um, some humor. They talk about the fact one of them says he has giant testes. They realize that he can actually breathe oxygen. The reason why he threw up was because they were pumping carbon dioxide in instead. Then they realize that he breathes oxygen, so they give him oxygen instead. Um, from there, they we then go back and we find out more about exactly how he ended up where he ended up. They go back to the story of the Justice League and the singularity, and how Superman was the only one that could possibly be able to battle it. Um, I stopped my comment here. um, and he has the lasso around him to try to hold him, kind of ground him and anchor him to everyone else. I mean, he's telling this story, and they're basically asking him, so you basically, you fought a black hole all by yourself,
I'm the only
and
one that
he's
could
like,
do it.
exactly, he's the only one that could do it. Um, and so he
Yes.
ends up coming down on this. They end up basically shoving him out an airlock. Um,
A
and he
little
ends
context. They found the piece, the
right,
cap. He was floating in space after the
right,
singularity shut.
right.
So there were scavengers, little alien
Mhm.
scavengers, and they're like, "Oh, look at this wreckage. Oh, there's probably nothing of value there." And then they shine a light on Superman floating, like, "Oh, there, we can get that. Look at that cape."
Yeah,
They didn't care about the dude floating; they wanted the cape. And
right.
because, at the end of all this, right before they jettison him, he's like, "I don't know how I can repay y'all." Kind of talk like the cape. We want the cape. He's like,
Exactly.
my
It's like my
mother made it.
mother made it. Yeah.
Like we knew it. They just shoot him out into
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
It was a cool little interaction between them.
Yep. And so he ends up on this planet, and he ends up flying around the planet. He ends up seeing something that is carved into the glaciers. He's not really sure what it is. When he goes to the other side, it's something that looks very much like Kansas. Um, and so he meets someone called Victor, and he says, "Oh, that's a common name." And he goes, "No, my name is Victor because I'm the one that rules this world." So like he was the victor over everybody else, and so that's why he's called Victor. He's like, "Oh, okay, I get it now." Um, so he asks him. He says, "You're breathing. there aren't a lot of people who can breathe oxygen, without some sort of a breathing mask." And he's like, "Yeah, I can breathe." Um, he basically decides to help Clark try to get home. And before he goes, because he didn't really have a name for this very lush green, filled with crops and everything, and so he tells them that you should call it Kansas. Um, and so he ends up leaving, and he ends up in his brand new white suit, traversing around the galaxy, and we'll find out where he ends up next. But it seems like he has a lot more stops to make before he gets back to Lois and Metropolis. Well, how about the cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about the cake.
Yeah, it was good. It was cool, like how they thought that they were jettisoning back to his planet, but it was just a planet familiar, and it was kind of a parable on like society, like an ultimate conclusion to society, because the people were all like fixated on their version of social media and stuff, and the planet's like gone to trash and poison, and not all because of that. How about the cake?
Yeah.
But it was a cool little interaction, and I like the way it ended. We get the introduction of the white suit. He leaves with a survival pack. They said, we don't have much to offer you, but we can give you a few little resources for you to go out. And then one of them was the suit. That's what's so cool about some of the Superman suits, like the all black suit. It does serve a purpose. It has functionality. So we're getting this really cool white suit with the gold emblem, which I think just looks dope. It looks awesome. Story structure wise, I like what Christopher Priest is doing, being that this is a separate independent maxi series with 10 issues. It's not inside the main continuity, or it's not involved in the main continuity timeline at the moment, whether it gets folded in or inserted into a specific timeline, where it falls, whatever. It's a standalone story. But what Christopher Priest is doing, much like with the Black Adam title, it's kind of chaptered out as you go. I like how he does that. You get a black panel with the name of part this, that through the book, and it kind of sets the scene and sets the tone. And it's just this is kind of like just I don't know, it's just a little writing trope that he's doing in those titles that I'm enjoying a lot. But dude, I'm enjoying the style of the writing. It's a heavy read. It's not overly heavy. It's not overly wordy. It's not like reading that what is it, Todd McFarlane trope page where it's just, but it's just, you get your money's worth. It's heavily character based. You do a lot of time with the characters. You get some cool little scenes here and there. But this issue didn't have a lot of action outside of just revisiting what was happening inside of the Singularity event. And the way he breaks it down, that he adds like rhyme or reason to it. Like, of course, it's almost like he like learned, like he did a little bit of research into theoretical physics so that he can get some terms and apply them to this. He's not just making woo-woo words up off the top of his head and stuff like that. But it's just a damn good read, man. It's really good. And Horace Hyde makes a good point. You can save 15% more by switching to Geico. Yeah. And to Scott's point, he was messaging me, and I just messaged him back. But this book, Scott just got these books right here. This Death of Superman 30th Anniversary Special Edition with the exclusive cover by Ivan Reis. These are what DC sends you for being one of their DC Universe app members. If you're a DC Universe Ultra member, that's why they sent that to you, Scott, because you subscribe to their app. He messaged me earlier. I don't know if it was this week or last week, but he's like, the app finally paid off. I was able to find what issue and page one of his pieces of art was from.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. But we're touching 10 o'clock here. Like we said, there wasn't a lot of books to go through. I've got back issues for days, but I'm trying to like hit it moving forward, trying to be on the proper week here. And so I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for tonight, unless you got something else, Paul.
No, it looks like we had a lot of books next week. So
yeah. Also, not this Monday, not tomorrow, but a week from Monday, we'll be live on Sector 2815's channel with Jeremy Adams, who's writing this outrageously good run of Flash, and who's about to be doing the same thing for Hal Jordan. So I'm excited to talk with him about that. So if y'all guys want to come over there, tell him how much you appreciate what he's done for the Flash family. My God, that finale to the 1 Minute War, dude. It had, from start to finish, I was like, dude, I'm a wreck. I'm a wreck. Like, he spent this whole time like just redeeming Wally, and he just sent it all the way off of that last issue. Like, dude, when Gold Beetle said, "You told me to save them all," I'm like, oh my God, all of them. It's all fixed. Every bit of it. I died inside. Weird War Tales 3 from 1997. George Pratt art. Very cool. Nice. There's a Weird War Tales out there right now that's probably raising in value every day right now with the Creature Commandos. Didn't they make their appearance in that? But I definitely appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with us. It was a great turnout tonight. Dude, starting these shows a little bit earlier has made a tremendous difference. Also, not counter-programming House of Dragons and stuff like that, it definitely helps as well when The Last of Us was playing at the same time. But yeah, be sure to hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe to Sector 2815. I did post his link in the chat a little bit earlier, so scroll up and hit that to get right to it. turn that notification bell on and come hang out with us and Jeremy Adams in about a week. And be sure to hit that join button and check out the channel membership, see if it's something that you might be interested in. Got a awesome April giveaway box I've been putting together. Got all the big time collectible books, got a bunch of throw-in books in there as well. And some beautiful covers, some Bill Sienkiewicz stuff in there. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. So until next time, as always, that's Paul over there. I'm Mark, but we are Legion.